We're back on the Lobo Basketball pregame show from the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. It's a semifinal Friday. New Mexico and Colorado State. The Lobos have won 2 games and advanced to the semis, the Mountain West tournament, for the first time in 6 years. We have Lobo head coach Richard Pitino. First off, Coach, our first chance to talk following a great win last night over an outstanding Boise State team. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. We played so tough, played so hard, just defended our butts off, rebounded the hard. You know, Boise is bigger, stronger than us, and our guys did a great job. So it was, it's a pressure-filled time. You're trying to get to the NCAA tournament. You're trying to win a conference tournament championship, and every game counts. So to get a quad 1 win, this late in the process is great. So how far did that move us forward? I don't know. It depends on what you look at. But we got another one in front of us right now, which is great.
You make a great point. It sure felt like when we talked about the game last night, pregame yesterday in the morning here in the Thomas & Mack, it felt like that might, do it for the Lobos. But now you look at the bracketologists and you need to stack some chips whenever you can.
Yeah, Joe Lenardi, for whatever reason, doesn't believe in the Lobos. I don't know why. I would have thought, not that I know by any means, but I would have felt like that would have really moved us up in a good spot. It's not like we beat a bad team, or a low-ranked team. That was a quad 1 win. So we're right in the hunt. Depends on who you look at. You look at CBS, they got us a 10 seed. I'm surprised at how different 2 could be that are reputable ones. But nevertheless, we're playing for a championship, and we're going to see if we can go try to get Colorado State.
Lobo head coach Richard Pitino is alongside pregame New Mexico and Colorado State in the semifinals of the 24 Mountain West tournament. Coach, there was an amazing moment. It was immediately following the game. Your electric combo guard for 3 years, Jalen House, had the game of his life in this event, the Mountain West tournament. You guys win a game that you so desperately needed, and I saw the embrace that you and he had on court. What was that moment like for both of you?
Yeah, it was a great win. Like I said, did that put us in? I don't know. Maybe it's entirely possible it did. Got another chance tonight, but I was proud of him. I thought he played really, really well. His energy, his spirit. I know this is his last go-around, and he wants desperately to win a championship here, go to the NCAA tournament, and I thought his play helped us do that. So just told him I was proud of him, and, let's go see if we can get tonight.
Donovan Dent was spectacular as well. How did he take over that game at times?
Yeah, he's not taking hard shots, or he makes them look easy, I should say. A lot of them are layups. He missed 1 shot. I love the steals. He got a bunch of steals, 5 steals, I think, which is terrific as well. He's going to be a really, really good player. He's shown so much growth from year 1 to year 2. And hopefully, depending on how much longer we play, this really, really motivates him to have an amazing offseason because he's a really good player.
You mentioned how physical your team was with Boise State. You could see it in the first half, the commitment to that. But you were able to turn them over in a way that you didn't in the first 2 meetings with them. Why?
Just aggressive. We changed up our trap scheme. I thought that was good, but also just talked about, guys, when that ball gets close to the basket, all bets are off. We need to scramble. We need to rotate. We need to commit 2 or 3 to the ball, block a shot, get a steal, trust that you could scramble to your shooters. And the guys were very, very aggressive. To hold a team as good as Boise State to 29% shooting means you're playing very, very good defense.
Expand on the trap scheme for just a moment, because you told us post-game, you told the media post-game that instead of waiting for the first dribble, you went right on the pass. How did you come to that decision, and why was it so effective?
We came to the decision because the first time or second time we played them didn't work, so we had to try something different. And I think maybe there was a little indecision of when to go, when not to go. Our concern with trapping was rebounding, but we just had to live with it. We had to just not worry about taking that chance and scramble and rebound, and we did that.
It was the scramble. It was the recover. It was the energy. It was the way that you guys were flying around. It was a really special effort, I thought.
It was. We played really, really hard. And, this is that time of year, as I said before. We've put ourselves in a position to play meaningful games in the month of March. Not a lot of teams are doing that. They're not. There's a lot of teams home right now. And so really, really proud of our guys for playing extremely hard. Hopefully we can do that again tonight.
Lobo head coach Richard Pitino is with us. Pregame, New Mexico has Colorado State in the semifinals of the Mountain West Tournament. So that leads right to the next question, which is how do you come back 24 hours later and reach that crescendo again in terms of the effort?
Well, we're both going to be tired. Both teams, this is 3 games in 3 days. But we'll rest in a couple weeks whenever we're done. That's the bottom line. Bench needs to be ready. Everybody needs to be fresh, ready to go. And just dig in. You can't give in to fatigue. Maybe it's more mental than physical, So taking it pretty light and shoot around today, giving House and Donovan and Nelly and JT off so they don't need to they can sleep a little bit. We all got into the one thing I love the Mountain West, but the game times, and I don't know how the hell you figure it out. I know it's TV based, but hopefully we win, and then you got to come back and play at 3 o'clock. Didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but let's win first, and then I can complain about it later.
Worry about the afternoon start on Saturday after a dub tonight. You mentioned the bench. They were huge in the win over Colorado State. Bake bangs 3 threes. Incredible first half minutes from Mushila. True, nicked up. He played through it. Terrific bench performance.
Yeah, and Mash didn't play a lot in the second half, and I know he was frustrated. He's been great today about it, but we wanted to go big. We tried the 3 guards versus Boise. It didn't work. And so it wasn't necessarily to do with Mash as it was what JB and True were bringing us, and it was a little more size. And, I thought those guys were ready to go. Isaac Mushila came in because of some foul trouble, and JT being, we didn't know what his issue was. He's fine now, but maybe just a little lightheaded, but he bounced back good. But Isaac came in and gave us great minutes. That's what being a part of a team is all about.
Colorado State, 2 matchups in the regular season, a split. You've poured over those tapes again. Middle of the night, I'm sure. What about this matchup with the Rams?
Yeah, they're going to have one of the best point guards in the country in Isaiah Stevens. Joel Scott is quietly playing very, very well. He hurt us, had 13 rebounds, 18 points, I believe. Nick Clifford's got size, skill. So they're a team that's comfortably in the NCAA tournament, and a team that's beaten a lot of really good teams. So it's going to be a great game.
They pulled off a big win over Nevada yesterday in their quarterfinal matchup, and they've caught fire here at the end of the season. I feel like it's 2 teams playing really good basketball right now.
Yeah, Nevada was a little bit out of it last night. I think Blackshear, they said, has the flu, kind of what Mash had dealing with. But I thought Colorado State did a great job of just controlling the game. It was kind of similar to what we did with Boise. They led from start to finish. But Colorado State, as I said before, Isaiah Stevens, one of the best point guards to play in this league. And so we know we got our hands full.
Final question. Give us 2 quick thoughts. One, Colorado State's offense, what they do best, and then defensively, how do they try to guard you?
They're mostly man-to-man. They do play some 1-3-1 like everybody seems to be playing, and they even play some 2-3. And then offensively, it's moderately similar to Air Force, not quite the commitment level to staying within the Princeton as much as they do, but they're flowing a little bit better, and they're hard to stop. They put you in a bind, and we have to have the same sense of urgency to rebound the ball like we did versus Boise because they're tough and physical as well.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Pitt West. Amazing atmosphere last night, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. I had 2 brothers bail on the Big East tournament to come see me, and they couldn't stop talking about this morning. We have a cup of coffee. They said, what is with all the state flags? I tried to explain to them what that's all about, but just amazing energy. Hopefully it's even better tonight.
Best of luck, Coach. Go get them.
Thank you.
Lobo head coach Richard Pitino, our guest pregame at the Thomas and Mack Center. The Lobos and Colorado State Rams coming up on UNM Sports Radio Network.
House with 19 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, and no turnovers. And he is with Evan Washburn.
Yeah, joining me after a nice sprint to the corner there to pay some respect to these fans. What was the difference in this game that sends you guys to a championship tomorrow?
Like I said before, we just wanted more. We just wanted more.
Why do you guys want more?
We all playing for something more than just a Mountain West championship game. We want to get to the tournament and make some noise.
What kind of confidence is this group playing with right now?
The utmost utmost confidence. I mean, you see what we're doing right now. I mean, I just hope we can keep this up and sustain it for the whole month of March.
How would you describe the desperation that comes with wanting to not only get to the NCAA tournament to capture a championship? You haven't done it since high school.
I mean, it's a lot. I mean, like you said, I haven't done it since high school, and I just want to get another championship.
San Diego State awaits tomorrow. They've been the standard in this league. You faced them twice. What do you have in store for them?
It's going to be a dogfight tomorrow.
Got anything left in the tank?
I got everything left in the tank.
Can't wait to see it. See you tomorrow.
Let's go.
They split during the regular season, Evan, with each team winning at home. Round 3 coming up tomorrow on CBS. So for Steve Lapis, Evan Washburn, our producer Jonathan Siegel, director Andy Goldberg, and statistician Ethan Cooperson, I'm Andrew Catalan saying so long from Vegas. Now let's send it back to Brent Stover in New York for Inside College Basketball Bracket Week, presented by Kubota.
How much fun is this? Conference Championship Friday night, Saturday morning, 2:30 a.m. in the East. Andrew, Lap, Evan, well done. The entire crew out there in Las Vegas at Thomas & Mack. Well done, New Mexico, punching their ticket to the final tomorrow night on CBS or later tonight with a 13-point victory. Well,
I just learned something. A lobo is wolf in Spanish, and this team is playing like a bunch of close-knit wolves. I mean, they're playing like a pack of wolves that are absolutely on a mission. Jalen House was just outstanding again tonight. He seems like their emotional leader, getting the crowd into the game, really plays with a lot of passion, plays with a lot of emotion, and this team is very talented. We've been saying it all year long. With their 3 guards, you had a guy like JT Toppin on the interior leading the league in field goal percentage, blocking shots. This team matches up with anyone in the country, and they are on a mission, and they're showing how good they are.
Yeah, JT Toppins and House had 16 and 19 points respectively. They did it well. They only between the two of them, they were the high scorers. Between the two of them, only 1 3-pointer. And you know what? 42 points in the paint. They were attacking the paint relentlessly, looking for scores as well. But at the same time, they did it on defense. 19 turnovers to the tune of 22 points off those turnovers, and then 9 block shots. I'm a big guy. I like protecting the paint. You have a team that protects the paint, they can go very far.
Jalen House is spectacular. He plays with so much emotion, so much passion that permeates a team. I don't know what permeates mean, but Brent said use some big words. But he does a great job. House is an emotional leader. And JT Toppin is one of the best freshmen in the country. Fabulous, right? Well, I mean, he's 6'9", lefty, he can shoot, 16, 17-footer, scores inside. Fabulous. A great win for the Lobos. They played with hunger. And Isaiah Stevens, preseason player of the year in a lot of circles. They locked him up. First half of 2 free throws. Second half he scored when the game was kind of out of reach. So great win now. They're playing a juggernaut in San Diego State, who won, the championship last year, regular season and tournament. So it'll be a tough challenge. But right now they're on a roll, the Lobos.
Jalen House, you mentioned 19. So much fun, too. Love his personality on those post-game interviews.
We picked the Lobos.
With Evan.
We
That's
picked
right.
the All-Stars.
They're going to meet San Diego State for the 4th time in the Mountain West Tournament. They lead that little series in title games 2-1.
6 of 22 from the three-point line. And then they adjusted on the post when CSU started to make a run with the ball in the paint.
A really nice moment there as Jalen House, you don't see this very often. House ran over to the trainer, Ben Fells, and gave him a huge bear hug. The work that Ben does to keep these guys available in a scenario like this, 3 games in 3 days in Vegas. One more to come tomorrow. We're joined courtside post-game by the super sub, Mustafa Amzil is with us here in the Thomas & Mack. First off, Staff, congratulations. What's the feeling like? You're going to the Mountain West Final.
Awesome feeling. We knew we was this good. We put in the work daily,
Daily work creates results, and the bow and arrow was out tonight, baby. You banged a couple of threes. You brought it out for the Lobo fans. Did this feel like the pit tonight?
Yeah, it's been like the pit the whole time we were here. The fans travel well. I appreciate every fan who came here.
Well, how are you feeling? You guys, this is 3 games in 3 days.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. You know, this March.
Yeah.
Everybody got a little bumps, bruises, but we're good.
Well, you know what? The bench, you guys came in and really contributed, both you and Baker. And that's what it's all about this time of year, is how well can the bench play?
Yeah. It's we got a lot of good guys on the bench, a lot of good guys on the courts all the time. You know, I think we're the deepest team in the Mountain West, and we trying to show it tomorrow.
Mustafa, I was thinking about this. Such a successful career for you at Dayton, and you decided that you wanted a new challenge, and you could have chosen a lot of places. And you heard about New Mexico, but you didn't know about New Mexico.
Yeah, true.
You had 2 years of eligibility. Is this what you imagined?
No, not really. I heard some things, you know, before, but I didn't know, you know, it was like this. You know, appreciate, you know, respect all the fans over here, but it's awesome feeling, you know.
We have to give you so much credit, too, because non-conference play was a struggle. There's no doubt. And you kept your head down and kept working. I don't know, where does the trust come, you know, the trust in yourself and the belief, because not everybody can do that.
Yeah, it's just every time I get on the court, I'm trying to be the best player on the court. It's daily work. I got a lot of confidence. I've been putting the work in my whole life. You know, I know what I'm capable of.
And we see the confidence. I mean, yesterday you struggled a little bit. The free throw line, we never see you miss 3 in a row, and that's rare.
Yeah.
But you kept playing, and you played right through it.
Yeah, things happen, you know. You gotta make the next one.
That's right.
Man, you just rise up with those threes with so much confidence, and it doesn't matter if the last one made or missed, but you're right there. Congratulations. Yeah. We'll see you at 3 o'clock local time for a tournament final tomorrow.
You're in the ship, baby.
Yep. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
For New Mexico, we have student athletes JT Toppin, Nelly Jr. Joseph, Coach Richard Pitino. Coach, let's start with you. Get your thoughts on tonight's game.
Another great win. You know, I've loved how we've turned into a terrific defensive team this tournament. It's gotten better and better every single game. Colorado State's a team that doesn't turn the ball over a lot and shoots a high percentage. We were able to do both. So an awesome win. Proud of our guys, and we get a chance to go against a great team tomorrow to play for a championship.
Thank you, Coach. Let's go questions for the student athletes first, right here.
Braden Nurse with the Mountain West. Coach just mentioned it, the defense, you forced 22 turnovers, or I guess 14 turnovers, scored 22 points off of them. Just what was the game plan? What was the mindset to kind of make them uncomfortable and force some turnovers?
The mindset was like yesterday when we play against Boise, we like trying to be aggressive, stay in the lane. So we're trying to bring the same mindset to today's game. So that's what we did.
And then obviously you guys are a team that feeds off of energy. What does an 11-0 start do for you?
It did a lot. We knew it was going to have to come after 4 minutes really strong, and we did just that, and we just knew we was going to have to execute on the offense and defensive end.
Back here.
JT, Coach mentioned we've become a defensive team. What's changed? What's changed from the regular season?
We wanted to get to that tournament. It was really wanted to get to that tournament, and we just knew we had to play together, and we couldn't let nobody get no easy dunks, easy layups. Had to stay in the lanes, help, and just scramble on defense.
For both of you guys, you both are two of the quietest guys on the court out there, and you got Jalen House doing what he's doing. I'm curious how a high-energy guy like that, and the high energy that you already kind of asked about defense, when you guys get out and running like that, everybody else on the court seems to be going crazy, and you guys are both two of the calmest guys out there. Are you guys feeling any emotion out there when everyone else seems to be excited?
We're feeding up their energy, we pumped up to play defense and get stop, and just like Jenny has all the time, he's trying to be cool.
Yeah, locked in. But we definitely feed off their energy. They hype us up for sure.
Yeah.
So Joe Scott, the Air Force coach, said of you, JT, the other day that he said you're mature, and he did one of these. He said you're never high, you're never low. He can't ever tell when you're excited or when you're not. That you're just always kind of about business and always doing your job. Have you always been that way?
Always, yeah. I've always been like that. Just chill and just really locked in.
All right, and then the other thing, Boise State last night, you guys hold to under 30% shooting, but it was 2 weeks ago when the word that kind of kept getting thrown around a little bit was they bullied you guys. That they out-rebounded you guys really badly in a couple games, and they were just big and physical. Did you two take that personally a little bit, the way the Boise State game in the regular season played out?
Yeah, because once you beat a team twice, like you will learn your lesson. I mean, you can't let it come back and kick your ass the same way again. So you got to like play aggressive, just like them.
Can't lose 3 times. You got to stay aggressive, and I think we executed that very well.
I think that word's okay. Yeah, I think that word's okay. I think that one's okay. Hey guys, nobody's ever won this tournament coming off of the first round, and you've got an opportunity to do that tomorrow. And teams that have played 3 games in 3 days say it's the 3rd day that they start to feel it. You're talking about the energy. Jalen talked yesterday, we just don't want to go home. Did you feel any fatigue today? Because it's a quick turnaround, obviously, tomorrow. But how you didn't look like a team that was playing a 3rd game in 3 days. Did you guys feel any fatigue?
Not at all, because during December we came to Vegas, we played just like this. We played like 3 games like back to back, so we used to it.
Yeah, we don't feel no fatigue. We ain't trying to go home.
Jack Thompson, Mountain West Connection. For both of you guys both are in your first year in Albuquerque. JT, you're a freshman coming in, and Nelly, you transferred in from Iona. In your first year here, what would it mean to you to deliver a championship to Albuquerque?
It would mean the most, because our fans are really supportive, and it'd be amazing to bring it back for them. Yeah.
I think it will mean more for the city because they love basketball, like they support us, so it will mean a lot for them. So we're excited for tomorrow.
It looks like you guys are just playing with a lot of confidence right now. Can you speak to the momentum that you guys are just playing with right now, that you have, the confidence that you guys are playing with right now, man?
We just come really locked in. Like in practice, we're locked in. We no days off. No, it's not over. So like we're gonna celebrate, but like next day we're locked in for the next game, and that really has just helped us.
And then, can you just talk about this next matchup? Obviously, a San Diego State team that's very tough. A lot of history with these 2 teams. How are you feeling about this matchup?
Really good. We just got to play aggressive. They're a little bigger than us, but as we play aggressive, we're gonna win.
I mean, we played them before. We played them at home, like we win by like 20 or something. So yeah. I think we're gonna be ready. So we just gotta play hard and play together as a team and get some stops.
Anything else for our student athletes? Okay, we'll dismiss them at this time. Thank you, men.
Leave.
Questions for the coach?
Yeah, Coach, they cut it to 7 with about 5 minutes to go. What's the message in that timeout?
We were turning the ball over a little bit, I thought. We got Jalen with the ball. He was, Donovan was battling the flu. I think he may have gotten what MASH has. So he showed unbelievable heart because he was really struggling. And so hopefully we can get him some IVs and get him better for tomorrow. But we put the ball in House's hands and he delivered, and we were able to get some rebounds, key rebounds. They were shooting a lot of threes, and we had to get some long rebounds. Did a great job there.
We're here.
So I'm curious if you think now you guys are a lock for the NCAA tournament.
I don't, it's just, I don't understand how we wouldn't be. I just don't get it. I think Joe Lenardi's like in his jammies right now. I don't think he's awake watching Mountain West basketball. So I don't know if he's paying attention, but we're like 22 or 23 in the net. We're 27 in KenPom. We've got 25 wins. It boggles my mind. We've beaten several teams who are NCAA tournament teams, but you can't worry about it. There's a lot of, who knows? You just don't know, right? And the biggest thing we're trying to do is control what we could control. But as I said last night, I would be very surprised if we didn't make it. Obviously, we just got another quad 1 win. I'd be even more surprised.
I asked them about the defense, and Nelly gave his nice answer about not wanting to. He learned his lesson from the Boise State games. I'm curious if you look to a point of the season, or maybe even in the last few weeks, when the defense did sort of kind of start playing with a little bit different effort or urgency, maybe.
I think the Air Force game was an eye-opener for everybody. That was a devastating loss. It was disappointing. We had to do some soul searching as a coaching staff, players. We were not ready to go. And I think our guys came back, dug themselves out of a big hole that we created. And, credit to them. I mean, I think they understand, like, if you don't defend, if you don't rebound, you're not going to win in this league. This league is too good. And there's a lot of really good defensive teams. So I think it was a humbling moment. And credit to our guys to kind of pull themselves out of it.
Coach, the one aspect of your team that maybe more than anything has been on full display this tournament is just how much speed the entire lineup has and how hard it is to defend. Game plan wise, is there anything that you tell guys like Jalen and Donovan and Jamal to do, or do you just let them run wild and create havoc?
Run wild is probably, I'm not sure that's what we do, but I do think you got to let them play. I mean, they're all can play the point, so you essentially have three kind of scoring point guards on the court at all times. So I think the personnel allows them to be able to get out and run. I still think we can actually play faster, but all of them can make plays. Jalen was ready to go today. Donovan fought through, obviously, pretty rough illness. But yeah, I mean, our whole goal, and you can't run if you don't get stops. And the defense, even Air Force, the last 3 games has been terrific. That's allowed us to run.
We're here. Coach, you know what it takes to beat a San Diego State team, but tomorrow's a different animal, right? It's the championship game. So what are some of your concerns and what are your keys? What do you guys need to do to win tomorrow?
Well, I mean, obviously got a high level of respect for their program, the level of consistency that they've built over 30 years, obviously from Coach Fisher to Coach Dutch and the staff. They just do a great job of being true to what they are. So it's we've talked about toughness. Boise was certainly that. Colorado State, it's going to be ramped up even more. But, you're playing on Saturday for a championship, so I think both teams are going to compete their butts off. I know both fan bases. I mean, I was told today every flight coming from Albuquerque to here was sold out on Southwest. I mean, that's how special our fan base is. So it's going to be a fun afternoon.
Richard, you came into town, your team knew they had to win some games. They played with incredible poise, composure, with their backs against the wall. And I know somebody told me there's a rule or something, like if you keep winning, they can't keep you out of the big tournaments. So you've got an opportunity tomorrow. What have you learned about your team in the last 3 days?
They've been ready for the moment, I mean, there's a lot of pressure that goes on you to play in a winner-go-home tournament, to obviously be on the bubble. It's a privilege, though. It really is. I mean, there's a lot of teams that are not even thinking about that. And, we're proud of where we're at. And they've delivered. They really have. And, I mean, they've played great basketball. They've let their play do the talking. And they just have stacked up 2 really, really quality quad 1 wins on back-to-back days. And obviously got a great opportunity tomorrow.
Let's go last question over here, Joe.
Have you ever coached a team that's had to play 4 games? I think this is going to be in less than 70 hours. And where does it affect the team most? What are your concerns about just legs or fatigue or mentally? What is it?
Well, in my illustrious Hall of Fame career, I've not been to many championship conference games. I believe this is one. No, FIU, year 1. I think we had a bye, though. So I don't think I've ever had 4 games in 4 days. Fatigue is the biggest thing. Now, I think Air Force, we were able to play a lot of guys. Even the last 2 games, we were kind of able to get guys in and out. There's no time to be tired. There's no time to be tired. And you just mentally and physically got to fight through it. We're fortunate to have amazing fans who certainly create an environment where that can get us going as well. So we just got to get some rest. I mean, obviously the hard part, what I don't love I'm not going to complain about the Mountain West, but playing a late game and then you got to come back. I know that's kind of standard because of TV. If I win, I'll get it changed, because I'll have some power. But that's obviously going to be hard. That'll be hard for San Diego State too. So we got to get some rest and mentally and physically just fight through it.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Lobos win it 74-61 over Colorado State. The main event, the final event on semifinal Friday night. The Lobos knock off CSU to earn a date with defending champ San Diego State. 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Mountain in the championship of the Mountain West Tournament tomorrow. You're locked into the post-game show brought to you by the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino. Winning entertainment including simulcast racing, live music, dining, the best games, and more. That's the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino. New Mexico 74, CSU 61. A final. The Lobos make Mountain West Tournament history. They are the first team ever since the league was formed back in 1999 to make the tournament championship game by winning 3 games to get there. They come out of the first round as the 6th seed and make the final for the first time in 2018. Lobo fans remember all too well what happened that year. UNM ripped off 5 consecutive wins at the end of the regular season, and then 2 more to start the tournament as the 3 seed. After a 12-6 Mountain West regular season, New Mexico made it all the way to the final with 7 consecutive wins. They lost to San Diego State after having a lead in the second half over the Aztecs in the second half. That's the last time they made the finals. The last time the Lobos won in the championship game and took home the trophy, that was 10 years ago. The first season under then rookie head coach Craig Neal, when New Mexico won 27 games, a record for a rookie coach in Lobo history, and completed the three-peat. Started with 2 tournament championships by head coach Steve Alford with Neal as his associate head coach. And then when Alford left New Mexico for UCLA, Coach Neal in his first season made it a three-peat. The Lobos have won the tournament title 4 times. They look to make it 5 with a victory over the national finals runner-up a year ago, San Diego State. Alongside Hunter Green, I'm Robert Portnoy. We're post-game courtside in the Thomas and Mack Center. We'll hear from Lobo head coach Richard Pitino in our post-game show as he will talk to the media and will bring that audio to you from courtside here at the Thomas and Mack Center. My partner's pouring over the post-game stat sheet, and there is so much to like about that stat sheet. CSU caught fire there midway through the second half, so they exceeded 30% field goal shooting, but still, New Mexico held them to 34% floor shooting. You can't play much better defense than what New Mexico has played in all 3 games in this tournament so far.
No, I mean, it's been the defense that's carried them through. And then also I thought offensively they had more discipline as well. I mean, they didn't settle for threes. Although you look at the number of threes, they shot 13 of them. That's fine. They were 5 of 13. 38.5%. You'll take that all day. But, I thought they were more selective offensively, but it was the defense that carried them here in these last 3 games.
We'll take a break. Welcome back inside the Thomas and Mack Center. We're post-game on the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino post-game show. Win entertainment, that includes simulcast racing, live music, dining, the best games, and more. Find it all at the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino. My broadcast partner is Lobo all-time great Hunter Green. I'm Robert Portnoy. Look at this, Hunter. The Mountain West Tournament Championship Trophy is at center court. And some of the folks that work for the Mountain West are posing for a photo with that trophy. It will be awarded in less than 24 hours here. And the Lobos have a chance to be the team that holds it up. They haven't done it in a decade, and they'll have to take down the title holder. San Diego State awaits them tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Mountain. And wouldn't it be fun to take that home with you?
Oh, man. I tell you what, this Lobo team deserves it. I mean, they've been putting in the work. And it's never been done to win 4 games in a row and walk away with the trophy.
How about we invest in a hyperbaric chamber for the Lobos?
Does House need it? Because we thought about that today earlier. We thought, it was, how's he recouping? He could play another game. I mean, he was running around with a minute to go.
And the team up double digits. Just scrambling. Let's talk about the scrambling. Yeah. That's what it's been, especially these last two games against Boise and Colorado State. They're so physical. They've required double teams, and the Lobos have been closing out and getting back to their man, and just they've looked like all of them have looked like the Tasmanian devil that we know Jalen House is.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm here to tell you that's a lot of work to guard your man and then trap down low and then recover back to your man and stay low and contain him so he doesn't drive around you. I mean, it takes energy. It takes it's not an easy task, and they've stuck with it.
Thank you.
Lobo head coach Richard Pitino postgame. That was a great line, and I love it. You and I are on the same page there, Coach Pitino.
I'm all for getting some power.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Then you can have some influence in those meetings, in those committees, right? When those discussions are had.
Yes, Richard, and what do you think?
All right, Lobo 74, Colorado State 61 is the final. Team high 19 for House, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, a perfect 8 for 8 of the charity stripe.
And zero turnovers.
Zero turnovers
on the third day.
And House fighting through more than 33 minutes through the fatigue with 2 more steals. Guess who had the best plus-minus on the court tonight? Jalen House.
Yeah.
Plus 19. Something else. He was the leader. Top in 16 points, 9 rebounds. Joseph, 9 points, 12 boards. They both just missed double-double by 1. 10 points for Amzil. He hit 2 threes. They were huge. 3 for 4 from the floor, 2 for 2 from the arc. 7 points apiece for Dent and Mashburn. Dent ended up playing 26 minutes through the flu with 6 assists. Mashburn, 3 of 11 from the field. The Lobos won it. If he gets hot tomorrow, look out San Diego State. They have won these last 2 games against Boise, and now CSU without Mashburn shooting the ball well. He came into this tournament red hot. Baker was 6 points, 2 huge threes as well for him, 4 rebounds for Bake. The Lobos pick up their 25th win, Hunter. The last time the Lobos won this many games, they won 27 in 2013-14. You remember what that team did? Yeah. They won the tournament, and they went to the NCAAs.
25 wins, that's big. That's huge. And a team has never come from their seed, their 6th seed, to play in a championship. That's another. Put that on,
the resume.
On the resume, yeah, because they're building it, and they've achieved a lot. This is a special team, and behind Jalen House, I think there's no stopping this team. He wants a championship. He wants to go home on Sunday. He said, right?
Well, he gets his wish. Will we go home with the trophy? That's the question. Bob Walpo, our amazing producer and engineer. Lobos Live is coming up on our flagship station, 96.3 News Radio KKOB, with the all-timer Kenny Thomas and host Brandon Ortega taking your phone calls and celebrating another Lobo W. If this doesn't put New Mexico in the NCAA tournament, then I have no idea what's going on in that committee's room. Okay, that'll do it for us for tonight. Remember, 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Mountain. Our airtime, 3:30 Mountain with the Lobo basketball pregame show. And then New Mexico and San Diego State meeting in the tournament championship. It's the Lobos' first appearance in the final in 6 years when they lost to those same Aztecs back in 2018. The adjustment of the game brought to you by The Joint, the official chiropractor of Lobo Athletics. It was pretty easy to identify it tonight, wasn't it?
Right. I thought it was, their defense on the block, how they defended, the post players down low, Scott and Cartier, because they couldn't guard them one-on-one, so they'd send a double team and they start trapping on the block.
And it was effective. They slowed down Cartier in particular. Yep. Scott had a huge first half. They held him down in the second, and UNM wins it going away by 13. That'll do it for us. We'll talk to you tomorrow from the Thomas and Mack Center. Stay tuned and talk with Kenny and Brandon next on our flagship station, 96.3 News Radio KKOB. For Bob Walpo and my partner, Hunter Green, I'm Robert Portnoy. We'll talk to you tomorrow from the Thomas and Mack. One more day in fabulous Las Vegas. The Lobos looking to hoist a trophy. The finals are coming, and San Diego State awaits the Lobos and the Aztecs tomorrow. Final score tonight, New Mexico 74, CSU 61. You've been listening to Lobo Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network.